can imagine in 100 years from now just how, I often in Italy talk about English as a virus and the way it is infecting.
We can only hope that Mandarin will soon wipe everything else out. That's my hope.
I love Mandarin.
At least then... Are you thinking about the small oranges now?
I was.
I knew it. I knew it.
I went to the shop the other day and bought 3 pieces of fruit. This is because I just got home and I had nothing in the house. So I went to like a mini Sainsbury's and bought 3 pieces of fruit and a can of beer.
Yeah. That seems like a very balanced diet.
Don't you think?
Uh-huh.
This is a podcast in which 2 friends talk about the pleasures, absurdities, and imperfections of being human. I'm Simon Ellis.
And I'm Lee Miller. Welcome to Midlifing.
Listen, it's been long. I mean, it hasn't been a long time, really, has it?
Oh, 2 weeks.
So... It's nice to hear your voice.
It's nice to hear your voice.
It's got super autumnal here.
Yes, it has.
The difference in temperature was shocking, actually. Like a 12-degree difference.
Yeah, I'm experiencing it on the flip side.
Oh, you're in...
I'm in Lisbon.
That's right, of course.
Well, it's not 12 degrees, it's more like 8 or 9. It's still... I was dressed for...
Yeah, but that's a low of 8 or 9, isn't it? So it's going to get up to like 18.
Oh,
19?
no. Sorry.
Oh, the difference.
The difference between, I got off the plane and was dressed for Bristol and then remembered, oh, yeah, Bristol is colder.
Yeah, I know.
I want to hear all about your adventures in living. Come on, Simon.
So, it's starting. We hung a wardrobe on the wall. We drilled...
As in you secured it to the wall?
We secured it to
forward.
the ceiling,
Gotcha.
These massive posts.
Oh.
Yeah, and it turned out, because that ceiling was part of the structure of the apartment. So quite solid.
Yeah.
And we had 2 helpers, one from the Basque Country, one from Italy, doing...
This is Igor Moreno.
Igor Moreno.
Igor Moreno.
Yeah. And in fact, it's interesting. Only recently have I learned that it's Igor. It's not...
Igor.
It's not Igor.
Yeah. It's not like Eeyore. He's not a donkey. It's Igor.
It's Igor. And
Igor.
It's when you've been calling someone something for a long time and he has not corrected you because, of course, it's just not the kind of person he is. And also... Yeah. And the funny thing is, whenever I heard Moreno call Igor, I used to think, maybe that's just like an Italian accent thing. But no, he was calling him he was calling his husband by his actual name.
By his actual name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that shows you how limited my imagination is and how egocentric I am. As I was thinking that Moreno's accent, this is multilingual Moreno as I think of him, MLM, just getting his accent a little bit wrong.
Yeah, because that would be so easy for somebody as clumsy linguistically
as Moreno, exactly, yeah. Clumsy linguistically is actually, that's pretty much when I look at Moreno, that's what I think.
Yeah.
What a clumsy linguist. Clumsy...
Yeah. And it never occurred to you that perhaps... You might be on the wrong...
It never occurred to me.
One of the great ways to avoid this is never calling people by their name. Just call them sweetheart, mate, darling.
That's a nice thought.
You there.
Anyway, they were our hired help. And when I say hired help...
Did you pay them?
Not a sausage. A little bit of bread.
Some olive oil in a little pot. And they could just
and
dip
a
their
little
bread
bit of
into
salty.
it.
Exactly. I mean, what more could any human being, Igor or Igor, want? So we have a very, rather than a built-in wardrobe, which would have cost like 8 to 10,000 euros, we only spent 1,500 euros on an IKEA metal structure, which is pretty, I have to say, pretty amazing. Mm-hmm. But a lot of Allen keys. We now have...
Yeah.
Every little bit comes with an Allen key.
I get an email from the Portuguese IKEA once every 2 weeks saying, "Hey Lee, do you want to bring your Allen keys back?
Oh, can you do that?
Don't forget, you can. Well, you can in Portugal. I don't know if it's a European thing.
I'm going to bring them to you when I come see you in Falmouth, and you can take them back to Portugal. Oh no, I'd have to go to Italy. Oh, bugger! There's like 50 of the motherfuckers.
I want you to know that you're going to be getting some special deliveries when I see you in Falmouth, because I've got something for you, and Bob has something for you that she's so cross about that it was in her bag when she saw you, and then she got off the train, came home, unpacked her bag and went, this was carried all that way and it was heavy and I didn't give it to Simon.
Won't it be stale by now, though?
No, it's okay. It won't be stale. How do you know what it is? How do you know it's edible?
I'm just guessing.
I'm not telling you anymore.
I'm guessing in a kind of...
Are you getting hot?
Yeah, sorry, thank you.
If you didn't hear that, everybody, Simon unzipped, which is something that he does quite a lot.
It's been as you know, I get hot, then I get cold, then I get hot, then I get cold.
Yeah.
And so they did the heavy lifting when it came to. Also, they'd installed one of these things before, which wasn't, you had to really get things. You had to use a plane, like a, what do you call it? A plane? No, what do you call a thing that a spirit
Takes
level?
the edges. Don't use a plane if you need to use a spirit level. Oh my Lord.
What could possibly go wrong here, Lee Miller? And so
this doesn't look straight on the wall. I'm just going to shave some of it off. But please don't do that. That's not how.
This is quite.
It looks level now.
Also, it was steel. It's steel, or whatever version of steel.
So you'd need an angle grinder, not a plane.
Blunted 7 planes while I was. It's quite a. So we have a wardrobe there, and I think existentially, I think the thing that's probably most interesting to you, and also to our many listeners who are thinking about what's that?
Gentrification?
Sea change. I was thinking sea change.
Okay,
you say gentrification, I say sea change.
So people who are thinking about a hard pivot.
Hard pivot, exactly. Hard pivot to another country. Is that if you're still effectively living in the old place, it's hard not to walk around. Just spend your days walking around going, taking that, taking that, taking that, taking that. This place is looking increasingly empty, and I've only been once with a couple of times with the bags of stuff. So I can feel. I think the existential thing is that I can feel myself. I am removing myself.
It's so interesting.
But the flip of that, of course, is when when I was there.
Yeah.
Not only did I feel almost totally disconnected from here, but it's going to make work tricky.
Yeah.
Because my connection to, I have a strong connection to work. I like my job. I like the people I work with. It's challenging. It's a tricky situation. The conditions at the moment are very difficult, etc. Love it. And I'm in the thick of it, every day pretty much. Like I'm in the space, in the building. Yeah. But I was able to, I didn't mean to, but I effectively removed myself, I guess psychically or psychologically. I don't know what the difference between those two words is. And that was quite discombobulating. So that's the existential summary. Go.
No, I've got nothing to say except I don't recognise what you've just said, although I do recognise what you've just said, if that makes any sense.
No.
Which it won't. Well, we got this place 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang about. Just to let me count. 5 jobs ago for me. Remember, I had a lot of. I've had a lot of jobs, and I would say that
a lot of big jobs.
For Simon Kennedy Ellis, you just made a poo joke.
I did.
That was
tragically
bad.
I'm sorry, but I just don't get to say big jobs these days. It even makes me laugh thinking about it.
Why? Well, first of all, why don't you? You can say whatever you want. You could walk into work and say, okay, kids,
we've got
I've
some big jobs
for you. Then you can just laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh, and nobody will know.
I'm totally going to do that. I've got a big job for you. No, it doesn't. It's got to be big jobs, doesn't it? It has to be plural.
You've got to gather the team together. Okay, guys, I've got some big jobs for you.
You gotta cut this out. You gotta cut.
No. I'm leaving this in just to annoy your sister.
Yeah. I'm sure she stopped listening.
I'm sure
she stopped listening. I have no idea. Great idea for a team meeting, though, eh? Great idea.
Okay.
Right. Sorry. You've had 5 jobs.
I have had multiple roles.
Take my jumper off too, and it's.
And so the first post that I had when I was when we bought the place was definitely a psychic decoupling. That sense of like, I'm building a life. But
it was also wasn't your. It wasn't like it was almost a kind of a temporary job. It wasn't literally.
Oh, no. I got this job. We got this flat when we were when I still worked in Plymouth. So it was definitely
your
a decoupling.
Job.
Yeah. And
was it at a time when Plymouth was, how do I say this, was getting a little difficult?
It was, no, we got the place before it got a little difficult, and then it got a little difficult during the first year.
And do you think that the decoupling, thank you, Chris, and the conscious decoupling, thank you,
consciously
Chris and
decoupling.
Gwyneth.
Yes, that's right.
Do you think that the decoupling started before things started getting a bit tricky at that job?
No, I think what it did is it gave me a buoyancy aid. It gave me somewhere to just kind of go, this is okay. This doesn't have to define me.
The job doesn't have to define you.
Exactly, yeah. The job doesn't have to define me. I could be... I think everybody knows we got the place because we couldn't have kids, and we got to a point where we just went, what are we doing? What are we doing with our lives? In an existential way, as in, who are we if we're not parents? Because that's what we thought was going to be happening now. And Bob had made the very astute and amazing suggestion. What if we were the kind of people who kept a place in Lisbon? And I loved that she said kept a place, not had a place. It just sounded so expansive, and it sounded so not like where we were at that point in our life, which was so inward and holding on to grief. So it was already doing this amazing thing. It just kind of made us breathe out, I think, for the first time in probably 6 or 7 years.
Do you think the decoupling thing also, the kind of the ease that it created, also gave room for things to get bad? That it meant that you allowed them, if you know what I mean? Like
most situations, if you claim it's being done to you and that you're not somehow complicit, you're being a bit potty. So I think, I think that probably knowing that there was this, knowing that I was breathing out, knowing that there was this other life that was potential, and then I left, and then COVID happened, and there was a moment where it didn't look like we were going to be able to cover our mortgage in the UK.
You were thinking about leaving the UK,
selling,
actually, just
absolutely
skedaddling. Oh, retiring, kind of.
Yeah. We were just the thing that stopped us is that Bob felt that she was not going on her own.
On her own terms, you mean?
Yeah, she didn't feel that, and so what happened was she absolutely said, I can't go like this. I will feel like I failed.
Oof.
Yeah. Exactly, and that's a lot. As we all know, she'd had temporary and hourly paid contracts for nearly 10 years. So I totally respected that, because I would have very, very happily just gone, okay, come on, let's just go and build a life. I'll go and be a barista. I'll go and work in a restaurant. I don't care. I just don't want to do this anymore. And having this place and knowing that there was that period, I think, of the flat doing something for us that was, that was like a lifeline. But now, because Bob has got this really complicated, fabulous job, and I have my job, which is similarly cool, and neither of us are actually champing at the bit to leave. I'm really interested in that idea of kind of removing yourself from where you are.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. I mean, it's a very strange feeling. It's quite, I mean, because I tend to be someone who likes fewer things, it's incredibly gratifying, of course. I mean, it was hilarious while we were there, of course, because we've got, 4 glasses. And so we had some people around, and we had to figure out, well, we had to give someone a cup. Yeah. And it sort of felt like a little bit like student living again, except in a very new kitchen with a very nice oven. Oh my God, so much fun. So I think probably that feeling also has to do, of course, because the environment I'm working in is incredibly unstable. It's no
secret.
Yeah, it's no secret, and also and so it just means I think probably there's a part of me which is, as much as I suggest I'm not feeling particularly stressed by it, and I stand by that. I think there's a certain amount of kind of preparation, psychological preparation going on there, which is I don't think for the inevitable, but for the distinct possibility that this work will disappear. I don't, and I'm not trying to catastrophize that either. I'm being pretty, but I think it's, I mean, it was also from the beginning, as you would say in Italian, piano B. It was, there's no question that when I first started thinking about it, I was going, well, I've got to have something to look forward to and something to do. Yeah. It's hey, I read something the other day that this is a bit of a jump cut. So I'm just
jump cut away.
No, I'm just wary that whether are there any other T's to cross or dots to I?
Well, I mean, only that it turns out that having your plane cancelled is a much less interesting story for a podcast than you're hoping.
Oh, you were hoping it might be.
As the plane was cancelled, I was at the airport. I was the last flight out of Bristol, and the plane was cancelled because of bad weather in Lisbon. And Bob had flown in from Gatwick to Lisbon. Like, she'd left 40 minutes before my plane was due to go.
And what was the weather
really
like?
Surprised.
What was the weather like when she was coming into land?
She said it was choppy, but it wasn't the end of the world. But I mean, I think it's one of those things that you forget that that planes fly through different routes, don't they? And so you don't know what the radar says over that route versus over that route. So exactly. Yeah, it was just a really disappointingly boring thing. I was tired. I got put in a taxi from Bristol to Gatwick. I got put in...
What, they put you in a taxi?
Yeah, they drove me in a taxi from Bristol Airport to Gatwick Airport.
Well, that's 2 hours, isn't it?
Oh, more like 3. It was a very long way.
And were you with a group of people?
Yes.
And then you all got put in overnight in a hotel?
Yeah, in a hotel, in a very awful hotel where we arrived.
Right next to the airport, I assume?
No, it was about 3 miles away. It was... we got there and the reception was shut and there was nobody to check us in.
The reception was what?
Shut. It was closed. There was nobody to check us in. And so we got there, we were like, so are we going to just sleep in this very poorly appointed and furnished foyer? Okay. And then, I don't know why, but this wonderful man who lived there, so he's a person who lives in the hotel, which, occasionally happens.
Well, like he's a footballer, but just a shit one because he can't afford a proper one. It was Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho, wasn't it?
I think probably. Yeah. Yes, I don't know. You just spoke French to me and I've no idea what you just said.
You know who Jose Mourinho is.
I do, because he's
Portuguese.
He's from a sensible. As I say, he's from a sensible country. He just said, "I'm sorry, the reception's closed and the staff are asleep." And I went, "How do you know that?" He went, "I live here." I said, "Do you happen to know where they sleep?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Well,
could you wake them up?"
I don't suppose you could wake them up. And he said, "Well, that's not really fair." I went, "I know, that's absolutely true, but there's 12 people standing in a foyer, and I got a feeling it's going to start to get quite ugly quite quickly."
I like the idea that the airline hadn't phoned ahead to go...
Nope. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think what happens is the airline contacts a booking agent, and the booking agent is where it falls down. I have to say, EasyJet did a superb job up until the point that we landed at their hotel, but that wasn't their fault. It was the booking agent they booked through who hadn't said, "This is an 11 o'clock close down." Anyway, so, and then I went into, I discovered I can sleep anywhere. That's all I'll say.
Yep, great. That's good. I mean, that's a good thing to. It's a good thing to know about oneself, isn't it?
Yeah, and also it's not like it came as a shock.
No, exactly.
Can I sleep anywhere? Yes. Okay. Jump cut.
All right, my little jump cut is that I was reading the other day that British people spend, wait for it, £250 a month on clothing. On average, £250 a month. And I realised, the problem is they're doing it by average, not the mean, because if they took you out of that equation, it would probably drop down to like £50 a month on average. So you're like this massive 99th percentile motherfucker, outlier, who's skewing the data on how much money British people spend on clothes. £250 a month, Lee Miller.
So here's the thing. I could easily say, yeah, maybe there are months that I do pay £250 on clothing. I think what makes me quite concerned here is if I'm spending £250 on clothes, I'm maybe buying one piece.
Yeah, people are that'll be buying,
that'll
Zara.
be people buying from ASOS or Shine or Zara or H&M, and then that makes me go, fucking hell, the amount of stuff that is coming into people's houses.
It was actually a newsletter from the bank that I bank with, which is an ethical savings bank called Triodos, which I can thoroughly recommend if you're in this country. It is a fantastic, fantastic bank. No money going to bloody the selling of arms there, that's for sure. Anyway, and 200. That blew my mind.
Yeah. I'm never bothered by the amount of money that somebody spends because it's relative to their income and all of those kinds of things. It's like I'm not going to judge people for where they contribute to the economy. What I am going to be concerned about is what level of thought they have put into the selection of the material. Yeah,
but that you can afford to have those thoughts or do that thinking.
I can.
I've been a little bit rebound scurvyish when it comes to your gentle encouragement for me to improve my wardrobe.
Does that mean you're living in things that you've dug up from 14 years ago under a bed?
No, I'm just buying second-hand things.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
I love the idea of you buying second-hand things.
Although
as long as you're not buying technical shit, I'm really happy for you.
On that note...
Bye.
See ya.